triple check. We are missing Lukman, yeah. Um, yeah, I guess since most of us are here, we can officially start. So, welcome everyone to this week's Scrum. Today I'll be the chairperson with Robert as my secretary and Kanadi as the recorder. So, let's just get right into it, shall we? The first thing, let's just address the pending issues. Firstly, from November 9th, S2 is talking about a code standard for all developers. Yeah, S2, do you have any input on that for Mas Bayu, perhaps?
Yeah, sure. Uh,
Hmm.
for my discussion last week, uh, what I mean is we can we make a standard of code styling like how to declare variable, how to declare function, or maybe how to declare um, routes, URL routes, so it can be more generalized between codes on bigger or maybe Bivigo, so it can be more easier to read by developer. Like if we want to declare function, we can add underscore on the first text, or maybe we can start with capital or anything else like that. Just a style of codes to make it more clean. I think it can make developer more easier to read codes, especially for the new one from the internship or trial person who read the codes. That's what I mean.
Okay, thank you, S2. So, Kabayu, do you have any response to that?
Yep. In fact, we are already doing that as to. Let me see. I start with Robert. I think next last week, right? So I will send you this link. I'll share it this here on the chat. Okay. So that is the guidelines that we are trying to develop, right? Robert have the same issue as well, and I think it would be better if you can document it. So what we are trying to create is a coding guideline. So we will create a standard, basically like this is there's an example here for front end development guideline. So there's an example of reusable function, and then reusable component, that's for front end. And I think someone also have right error handling best practice. This is definitely not complete. Yeah, I think this still also incomplete. So if you want to start this campaign, I think you can start by creating a sub page under the coding guidelines page, and then write it per title. Let's say what kind of what kind of standard that you want to create in Bukit Vista, and that you want everyone to follow. So yeah, I think we can start with that, and we can revisit again what is your idea of a standard, because currently we don't really know what do you mean by the standard. So S2, can you do that? Can you create an example of standard that you have been doing that you think is good, and then document it, and then we will discuss about that and revisit that later.
You are muted, S2.
Okay, actually, it's just a simple style that I have a standard from me, just like placement of the curly bracket. This
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, things like that. Yeah,
just
yeah,
like that, just little things that
yeah.
uh,
Yeah, definitely.
make it more.
But small thing, simple thing, it's nothing if it's not not done by anyone, right? Because we don't have the guideline. So the most important thing is we create the guideline. So you can create a sub page called how to write the right curly braces standard or array braces, things like that. So can you do that, S2? Can you create
Okay,
the page for that?
in this Coda ya, Kak?
Yeah, the one that I sent you the link. There's an example
Okay,
there.
okay.
It's called coding guideline. There's a front end guideline, error handling guideline. So you can create your standard.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, S2. It sounds like you and Robert's goals actually align to create this guideline. So, um, hope that can go well for you. Moving on to our next point of discussion is the project management pairing from Adrian Lukman with Kabayu. So, yeah, how's that going?
Okay, so for the result itself, is actually there is a we created some kind of documentation on Coda of of our project, so you can see it in that, and um, so the plan is to migrate all of the content in the Trello to the Coda by using the structure, the structure just like in Coda. I think something like that. Kak Bayu, is there any? Is there any? Do you want? Do you have something to add?
Uh, okay. What is the issue here?
I think
Okay. Okay. I guess the question is, Andre, can you show us the visualization of PD chapter overview? And then what are currently the active campaign? Who's working on what? What is the timeline?
oh,
Uh, yeah, I think that's what we are trying to create, right?
okay, okay. So let me share it. Mana ya? Okay. So for the so for the documentation itself, it through a it through a PD project management, and PD project management itself consists of board that have been in Trello before. So it should be consisted of redash and data collection and bigger. Now in the redash and data collection, every project can be entered through here, and then when we can create a timeline for each of the project, something like this, and then the effort, and then the start date and end date, and also the status. Is it active, or is it done, or is it uh, cancelled or deactivated? And then for example, in our project product market fit analysis, so we created another sub page for the each of the project, and then we create a summary, pain, context, release criteria, stakeholders, and timeline and progress. It basically is like Trello cards, but it is on Coda. And then the progress to do list itself, it consists of it consists of the workflow, and then small milestones of each task, of each steps. And then each of those tasks can be set its timeline. So for example, I want to determine the problem that need to be solved, I can just move it, or I can just stretch it, or not, or make it smaller, something like that. and then for each of the tasks, we create something like a list of tasks that have to be done, and then each of those tasks there is a conclusion or result, and then first the task name itself, and then the journal is a link to the uh, specific progress, and then the conclusion, and this is the name of the project. For example, the task name is to determine the problem that need to be solved. If we click, and then it will show the progress of that task, something like this. And then for the actually the journal itself is more is for day-to-day activities, and also can be used for stand up. So the structure is similar to stand up, where you have a where there are board for what you do yesterday atau done yesterday, and then board for currently working and what to do next. But the difference is each of the tasks it consists of each of the tasks that have to be done in the project. I think it's something like that. Okay, is there
Okay.
any feedback or yeah?
Me, what's your experience so far using this kind of flow? Do you think it's
So
effective? Do you think it's efficient?
for the project itself, I it makes it easier for track what should I do, and what tasks have I not yet do, and what have to be finished. So it kind of helps in that regard. But something that me and Lukman have not fully developed is how to report it in product in stand up, because it's a bit different. And then also because this is because this is a per project, not per person. So if you want to report about other project or other bug fixing in stand up, you have to open another sub page and then open another journal. It's a For me it's a bit longer to do that, but I don't think it's a really big problem. See.
I got a question. Is this basically an attempt for us to migrate all subsequent project documentation into Coda instead of Trello slash paper? Or is this just something to support our current workflow?
This is an attempt to migrate all the project to Coda. See.
Okay, okay.
So
All
maybe
right.
if there's an input from all of you, we can develop it even further.
I have a question, Adri.
Yeah.
Is there an activity log for the movement of the cards?
Yes. So each of the cards, if you see it, there is a title of the task itself, the people who done it, and then the stage, and then what status, uh, basically what to do next, and then yesterday, something like that, and then the log of the task itself. So, for example, 16 November, me and Lukman discuss about feature and amenities, and then and 17 we discuss
Oh,
about what
sorry. I
attend
think can you look at the activity section? There's an activity section just now.
which
If you
one
open each card and look at activity.
activity.
Yeah, in the bottom part. Yeah, activity. Comments activity.
Next to the comments.
Comments activity.
Wait, yeah.
Okay. Oh. Huh.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, can you go down a little bit and see whether okay. Card movement nggak ada ya?
Card movement, I don't think.
Okay, I'm just making sure because yeah, thinking about the possibilities.
There's a status change, right? Status change from currently working to
Yeah, at what date? Done yesterday to currently working to do from to do next to currently working to done yesterday, something like that, right?
Hmm?
We can try it. So if we drag it into here, if there is any change, activity. Oh no, I think if there's an status change, it won't be recorded in here.
I'm just thinking about automation possibility.
Um,
Okay, so maybe that's something to think about in regards to, future projects if it's being moved on Coda, the certain restrictions or opportunities it could give us actually. So yeah, thank you. Let's pick up the pace slightly so we can achieve all our points for today. Um, yeah, for Robert, I think he had a pairing with Ka Bayu in regards to front-end development guidelines. Robert, what's your comment on that? Can you comment on that?
Uh, After discussing it with Kak Bayu,
Oh, sorry, I need to stop you there. So, what is the conclusion for the previous discussion?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, like what? Maybe they have to look at some other things before launching it, or maybe we will start using it immediately.
All right. Here's what I see from this one, right? So I think this could increase productivity, but the way we structure that daily status update is not efficient, and that's this misuse of the tool, right? We have the comments and we have the activity. We should use that instead of using that inside a text field. So I'm also discussing this with Nadia actually to create a template for each project to make it easier for anyone to create their own structure for the project. And the end result would be basically to answer those questions. Currently, we don't know what is Adri and Lukman currently working on. We need to dig deep and then we need to read all of the updates. That's no difference with Trello. So we need to optimize that again. And then who's currently working on what? We still don't have that visibility yet. So let's do this. Let me bring this to Nadia for a sub discussion on how to create the structure to optimize this structure for a template for a project. Yeah, I think we will implement that on like maybe bug fixes on
Yep.
bigger, and then see if that could improve our productivity.
Yep. Will do.
Okay. Um, Thank you, Kat, for the concluding remarks. I guess we can go back on to Robert for his front-end development guideline, please.
oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, so I'm planning to just keep gradually adding more examples. So right now there's only two really, but when I do some other tasks and then I found another like a thing that should be done, I'll put it there. That's it from me.
Okay.
Is it the front end guideline, ya, Robert? Ya?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yep.
Chris, do you have anything that you might want to add based on Robert's comments?
For now, not really. Just for now, all good. See.
Perfect. Thank you, Kat. So for Adri and Lukman, it says here to create a list on what you want to achieve, fresh raw ideas, and to let Kabayu know. So yeah, how is that going, Adri?
I'm sorry, we haven't done this, so probably we will tell you about it later.
Okay.
Actually, we can discuss this later on the next discussion. You don't need to report it to me. Actually, you need to report it to your client directly, which is the, I don't know, is it guest funnel or guest squad or partnership squad? That depends on who you want your product to be the user of your product. So we can discuss that later. I just want to follow up with Robert's task to create the best practice, right? I think this is really good. This will result in very good documentation of best practices. So the improvement of the current format, Robert, I think we need one title for one page for one title. For example, you create a example of reusable function. For example, instead of putting this on all the front end development guideline, I think you can create a sub page that's called uh, use reusable function, for example, right? And then you give the examples right there. So we will have a lot of page of best practices, including
Okay.
including S2's apa namanya entry as well. This could be just basically a lot of things, a small
Oh, maybe
small
some can
knowledge.
overlap. Maybe
Apa?
maybe S2 will make a guideline and I will make a guideline, but there will be ada yang sama.
Yeah, to avoid that, we will create a sub page, right? Instead of in one page, ada back end, ada front end. Nanti kan sama, back end sama front end harus pakai reusable function juga. Instead of rewriting that, we can create a page for using reusable function. So if you see already there's a page for that, you don't need to rewrite it.
So the reusable function is like code snippets that future interns can basically take from and reuse, basically, right?
Uh, no, this is a guideline of how to.
Oh, guideline.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let me give you an example. This is just a quick example like this, right? So this is Robert's page, front end development guideline, and then inside that, reusable function, use reusable function. But probably S2 will write that down as well here. Use reusable function for backend as well. So that's two guidelines, right? It's not efficient. So instead of doing that, what we can do is we can just put it here. Let's copy that. I think that's copying. That's just cut and then create a sub page, and we call it reusable function. Okay, so now if someone wants to create a guideline for using reusable function, they don't need to create it. They can just go to this page and then, oh, someone already write it down here. So I just need to follow this or I need to improve this guideline. So that's how the guidelines works. So we will delete this page. We will delete the front end development guideline because everything should be, yeah, should be apa namanya, nggak kedouble gitu. Does
Okay.
that make sense, Robert and Estu?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you, Kak. So I guess we can move on to the next point of discussion, which is proposed by Kak Nadia on PD Day. Kak, can you please elaborate more?
Okay. So yeah, actually you can read it out there. So basically, I propose to have a PD day. So basically, it's I think it's done by HR. Oh no, it's employee squad, and also yeah some other chapters as well. So I think it can be a session where PD members can have fun engagement outside the work real discussion like Scrum or stand up. So yeah, I write a proposed time there. So if you have any thought, please write it there. Or if you have any like, if you want to say something, yeah.
All right. Thank you, Kak. So does anybody have any thoughts regarding this? I think I, for one, agree with Kabayu and Kanadia. It is a uh, great idea. So essentially, this is a happy hour, but only for PD, right? And that's the main purpose is so that we know each other better outside of what we do work-wise, right, Claire?
Yep, yep, yeah. The same, the same, same.
Okay.
Okay, what the other thing? Like S2, for example, or Chris, or who Robert?
Agree.
Agree ya. Yeah, I read Kabayu's comment, jangan kemalaman. So perhaps we will delete the Tenwita ya kak ya. Perhaps after the happy hour, perhaps. So yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Let's put this into a discussion, right? This is just me and Nadia basically
Uh huh.
talking.
Uh huh.
Come on, guys. We need your opinion. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do an exercise. Uh, has anybody heard of asynchronous written communication before in Bukit Vista? Right, we have that culture. If we see a discussion, we will write it down our opinion in the document. We don't need for this meeting. We don't need to wait for this meeting. So let's skip this for now. In the background, let's everyone write down your opinion about this in this document, and then we will come back later in by the end of this meeting to see what everybody think about this. Okay, okay. Just
Perfect.
write down your opinion.
Actually, just to quickly follow up on that, if we do decide to have it on Friday and the theme is already established, does that mean Nadia will basically plan out the event when it happens?
Yep. Yep. I can help with that.
Right. Okay. That's agreed upon then. Feel free, guys, if you guys have your opinions, to just asynchronously input it in your free time. Moving on to the next topic is developing squad meeting guidelines to be integrated with inspection tools like Redash directly in Coda. Um, Fidi, it seems like you have a lot to discuss about this.
Oh
Feel
no,
free.
yeah, this is my finding on how to embed Redash visualizations in Redash. So you can do it in two ways. The first way is to embed just the visualization, and the second is to embed the entire dashboard. But the issue with the second option, which is the entire dashboard, is you have to allow the URL to be a public URL. It means that the URL does not use API key, but it's just shared to anyone who has the link. That's one. Second, regarding the embedding, there's already you have to use the parameter force to make it usable for some reason. But I think the main issue is to the order of which we present it. Currently, if you look at the guest funnel docs, can we look at it a little bit?
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So if we look at the guest funnel docs, each of the visualization pertaining to the KPI of each stages in the funnel is presented. For example, here, Rizky is opening the conversion stage, and what is you have to click to enable, by the way.
Which one?
I know on the visualization.
Oh,
Yeah. So after you enable it, you're able to see that Redash is already planted in Coda. So is this the correct order to just to make each of the SLA in each of the stages, or do we have to have like a, I don't know, maybe like a special page for the entire funnel's progress itself? So if you look at conversion, there is inquiry and inquiry conversion rate. If you look at awareness, if you can click on awareness, Whiskey,
yeah, sure.
in the awareness page, the page itself, section. Yes, you can see the page view and also the inquiry page, for example, because it pertains to awareness and engagement, and also instant books, I think. So what I will maybe that could be discussed pertaining to which of the structure is more efficient. And this is fully customable, like you can filter it through Coda itself.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Kafedi. Does anybody have anything to add regarding that?
I think this is good, Vindi. For the structure, yeah, guess conversion. Okay, so this is the discussion that uh, apa namanya need to be extended into the squad is having meeting and checking their KPIs. As long as we have the visualization for that squad, then it's good. I think this is good already. Uh, so what we need to do is we need to complete the guideline because right now the meeting guideline is still changing. Depends on the structure that we want to create. I think this is a very good time to include this. We want everyone to be onboarded to use Coda to see their KPI. Okay, which squad that currently is possible to be apa namanya, to be given this inspection tool right away?
That will be the guest funnel and the employee funnel, I believe, because in employee funnel itself, even they usually copy paste, right? I think Shell is here. They copy
Yep.
paste. They screenshot the stats that's available in Redash. As opposed to that, we can actually embed it in Coda, right, Shelley?
Normally we just like screenshot and then copy and paste. I actually didn't know that we can actually embed this thing.
Okay, but the issue is, for example, right now, apparently Redash is down. I don't know why, but so it will not appear something like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Sad.
Perfect
But I
timing.
think Abai is working on it, like with the updates, right? I don't know
Yeah.
whether it will help.
Mm. Okay, what should we do now? Should we try to implement it?
Yeah, for the guest funnel, it's already implemented. Like I already put all of the stages or the visualizations for each of the stages, but only for Airbnb campaign because that has the most complete data. And let's see what the team thinks about it and whether it's actually useful as well, and whether they want it to be in a single page so that they can see all the flow at the same time and so on and so forth.
Mm. Uh, who's leading the guest funnel meeting usually?
It's me usually.
Okay, can you also complete that in the guideline, in the meeting guideline, squad meeting guideline? So
Mm-hmm.
basically, we want to see if what you do in guest funnel can be replicated in other squad as well by using this method.
Oh, you mean the order of the meeting itself, or how to include the?
Yeah, usually in the agenda, right? In the
Yes,
agenda
correct.
right now is only basically reviewing the report of squad level KPI and SLA like that. Confirm
Yep.
if the guideline has been implemented or not. So we need to be specific more into like seeing each chapter or each stages in that squad, and then looking at the KPI that we attach on that each
Okay.
stage.
Yeah. Not sure if I can implement it by this week because now because it's in 20 minutes, but I'll try to introduce first
Okay,
this
okay.
the feasibility, the capability.
Okay, so the conclusion for this is VD will implement it on the guest funnel, and VD will also include it into the guideline. Who's currently secretary?
Robert, I believe.
Okay, so
Aku
that is
nge-lag gitu.
I like it. Okay, okay.
okay. I will write it down here. I will just remove it, and then yeah, please continue, Ruthie.
Thank you. Moving on to our next point of discussion, it's how do we distribute responsibility for squads? An example mentioned here is for Lukman and Adri. They should join a guest squad meeting because their project is related to that squad, whereas Chris should join a partnership squad because of his current project. Um, is there a better way we can efficiently distribute this responsibility so that it's understood by every party? Um, I guess since it's mentioned here as the example, maybe Adri or Chris, do you guys have an input based on your experience?
Yep, I think what we can do is actually, for example, as a developers or is the who's the person in charge in doing that particular project, should we have the initiative actually to go to the particular squad meeting as well to give the updates, even though is it a bug or projects, either bugs or projects, and also we also need to classify each project's what squad that is affected by our project, so we can like ya lebih teratur untuk giving the updates and know which squad that belongs to this project. So I totally agree with that one. See,
Okay. Thank you, Chris. Maybe Adri, similarly, do you have an opinion on this?
I do agree with Chris about that, but the question is, if the project is done and then we're done there is a new project, but that project is more on the different squad, then we change and then we switch to the other squad then.
Hmm.
Yep.
So it's based on the project itself, not based on the squad that we're in currently.
Yep. Basically, let's do an exercise. Actually, Rizky, can you go to the leadership page?
Leadership. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we have a structure there, right? Let's have a look. So the purpose of the PD chapter is to enhance work output efficiency through technology. So let's have a question. So the representative from PD usually is Nadia, right? But right now, what we want is that the person that actually working on the project also giving a report of that project in the squad meeting as well. So let's have a look. Who's currently working on the project in the guest squad?
Yes.
Lukman and Adri, is your project on the guest squad or partnership squad?
I think it's on partnership squad because it's a product market fit, so it's more on the partners.
Okay then. So it's not used for sales, right? Okay, let's have a look at that. So I will write down Andri and man, and that's product market fit analysis. Okay, who's working? Who else working on the apa namanya, the partnership funnel?
me kan,
Okay, Chris, what are you working on?
the canvassing visualization.
Okay, converting visualization. What else?
I think for partnership itu dulu sih. Okay.
Okay. So basically, we will have Chris, Andri, and Lukman report their project on the partnership squad meeting. And who's working that's related on the guest squad? Nadia ada visibility nggak?
On the guest sites, wait, on the guest site, it's actually Robert working on the guest management feature.
Okay, guest management ya. Okay, I will write that down. Siapa lagi?
So far, only Robert sih. The rest is actually VD, but VD is also the one who in charge on the guest squad. So
Okay. But what is Fidi's working on? So
on the
someone
guest portal.
Oh, guest portal ya. So who report this? Nadia ya.
Yep.
Siapa yang biasanya nge-report itu?
It should be me actually.
Okay. Let's put Nadia here then. Yes. So, and then siapa yang working on the employee squad?
I think there are a couple of projects that me and S2 doing, Kak. Correct me if
What is
I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong ya. The journalizing for finance, is it related to employee?
mana tuh Fit? Finance masuk mana Fit?
Finance masih masuk BI sih.
And BI itu masuk mana?
Secara general, maksudnya kayak finance tuh kayak BI itu kan kayak PD katanya.
No, I mean the feature. Kalau feature-nya
Feature
finance
finance.
masuk
Partnership
employee.
berarti.
Okay.
Kalau yang Bivigo kan?
No, partner. No, finance in general.
Finance in general.
Bukan finance, accounting.
Yep.
Accounting.
I think
Gas funnel
that's
berarti.
gas funnel
Iya,
ya.
gas funnel berarti.
Okay,
Buat
so
nge-collect data accounting.
siapa aja Chris tadi guys? Kamu sama?
S2 Kak.
Okay. And then siapa lagi? Ada lagi selain ini yang ngerjain project nggak? Siapa lagi yang ngerjain project?
Ada project lagi itu task 5 yang untuk apa? Masan 47 yang kemarin itu lebih ke itu harusnya di partnership I think.
Yep. Currently ongoing. No.
Yang skipping and editing step itu me and Robert.
Oke. Itu apa namanya ya? Partnership onboarding ya?
Yep, partnership onboarding journey. Substepnya, salah satu substepnya.
Okay. So no one is working on the employee funnel ya?
Employee, yes. The data, like the one Fidi is working on for the Ocean project, and also what else? Yeah, about data visualization on Redis, and also from the candidate tracking.
Okay. So Vidi will report this on the employee funnel meeting ya?
Supposedly.
Okay. Nah, itu aja. So I think we also have the project with Rizky, right? Creating the apa namanya?
Bivigo.
Yeah, Bivigo design onboarding. So this is why you need to join the squad meeting, Rizky. You don't know if your design is actually needed, right? So you need to go there and ask the user, if I'm going to create this, would this be useful for you? Like our question previously, right? Do we want the partner to actually fill up the details, or we want to fill up the details for partners? So I think you also need to join the meeting, yeah.
The partnership squad meeting, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Noted. Let's see. I guess is that all the current projects that everybody is in charge of for all three funnels?
Yep.
Does
I
anyone
think so.
get the squad? Ada yang belum kebagian squad nggak? No? Okay. I think that's good. Okay, let's go back to the discussion. What are we actually talking about? So basically the progress of development should be discussed in squad, not in the chapter. So the client will follow the progress. So for example, if you are working on something for partnership squad and it's taking you promise it for 1 week and then you cannot deliver it, you report to the client and then you make another promise, let's say another 1 week, and then if you still cannot deliver it, you make another promise. So basically keep the client updated, but not forget about the project. If you only report this in the in the chapter, the client will forget about your project and probably they don't need that anymore. So that's the idea of this. And all other chapter also doing this, like the awareness, for example, the performance will be reported in the squad level. Yes, Nadia.
Okay, so the current structure is actually for temporary, right, Kak? Because perhaps in 1 or 2 weeks it's going to change again, depending
Yep.
on the completion of the projects.
Yep. So I think the permanent member of the squad meeting is Nadia right now, only Nadia. Maybe there will be another people as well as we are apa namanya progressing. There probably a new apa namanya campaign manager that Nadia can delegate. That could also possibly change, right? But yeah, that's basically for now. 1 person, one representative, and also 1 person from the project need to give the updates in the meeting. Okay, all
Okay.
good for this. Okay, let's go to the conclusion. So the conclusion is what? Let me write this down. Okay, each person will, or what do we call that person? Each project, not the
Representative, you mentioned.
yeah,
Mhm.
representative will join squad meeting and report the progress of their project. That's it. Based on the what? Yeah. Okay, that's it. Yeah, basically. Yeah. Okay, and this is not new anymore. This is done. This discussion is done. So that's it. That's how we conclude the discussion. I think we need to do that also with the other discussion uh, that we have done before. Okay, back to Rizky.
Noted. Thank you, Ka. And the next point of discussion is a novice campaign presentation. So yeah, will the person who suggested this please come forward and expand? Mhm.
Okay, so at first I want to have a presentation today, but there is still just 9 more minutes, but there are three topics that need to be addressed. So I think I think that the three topics should take more priority.
Do
All
yang
right.
paling atas itu discussion yang tadi.
With
Yeah.
kriteria and Coda.
Wait. Ini harusnya nggak ada di sini. So the coding guideline, we are still
Pending.
pending at the bottom. So we will revisit that again. So we can delete this row actually, and project management in Coda. Also that still at the bottom. We don't need this row. And risky CM want to convert the partner
Yeah.
satisfaction survey to
Mm.
BVGO. Yeah.
Yes, this is a fairly new topic that Ross just filled me in, I think yesterday. So the way she saw it is after every partner onboarding journey, aka ready to receive guest, the partner is supposed to receive a Google form, which is a survey on their satisfaction throughout the entire process, right? Currently, she's revamping it with all the, I guess I could show it. Here it is. She's revisiting it to touch it up a little bit, and yeah, she was wondering whether that step should be converted into BVGO as well. And I wanted to bring this up since it's tangentially related to the BVGO app project I'm working on, and I need opinions on what should we do with this fact so I can let her and CM knows on what action PD is going to do.
Okay, this is a good topic. This is a good example topic that we shouldn't talk this about this in the chapter meeting.
Instead,
Rizky, please go to the partnership squad meeting and ask
okay,
if this is actually a high priority for them or not.
all right. Yeah. Um, Okay, that's well noted. I guess If that's the case, that's pretty much done and sorted. I'll set it to pending for now until I get a finalization result.
Yeah.
I guess I should copy this into the partnership squad Coda instead, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you for that.
And you can let us know if what the decision basically whether we were going to do that
For
or not.
sure.
Yeah.
Well, I see, I see. Likewise, I think that is my topic for the thing. We have 6 minutes left, so do you think the novice campaign presentation can be done in 6 minutes, or if it's not, we can conclude? What do you think?
I think it's a bit more than 6 minutes,
Ah,
but yeah, I think.
okay.
Oh, Andri, can you give more information? This is not helping others, right?
Ah,
We
so
don't know what that means and what we are going to talk about. So that's just creating another question. That's not answering a question. So yeah, probably you can revisit the guideline on written communication to avoid other question from the others.
okay, Kak.
Okay, Rizky, we promised to revisit the discussion about PD Day, right? Or
Yes,
yeah, let's do that then.
sure. Where's it? Sorry. PD day, here it is. Yeah, so let's set this to pending, and instead of an asynchronous discussion, we can take 5 minutes to, yeah, disguise your guys' input on it. Um, yeah, Fidi, Chris, Robert, Adri, anyone?
Is it
Nothing.
better? Oh,
Gonna,
okay. Can I ask?
sure.
Isn't it better to do it at Saturday, maybe? Saturday 4 p.m. Wita. So after that, it's yeah, something like that. It's more on weekend than Friday.
Yeah, some people malam mingguan gak sih? Some
Hmm.
Yeah,
people not
Yeah,
me.
that's what
Some
I'm
people
considering sih
Seriously.
yeah.
sebenarnya.
or everyone in PD know malam mingguan. I
Oh,
don't know.
yeah, I forgot. Okay, never mind then.
Um, I personally like the idea of having it right after happy hour, but I can see why it can be later for, because in Qatar it's probably still the afternoon, so that's why I'm fine with it. But for you guys, um, yeah, what's your opinion on it? If it's should it still be discussed at night? And as for the theme itself, getting to know each other better, what's actually going to be in the event? Because right now it seems like, it seems like when you first start a new class and then the professor tells you to stand up and introduce yourself. And
Ah, okay,
that's
okay.
always a,
Oh, that's
yeah.
the question for me. Okay, actually, there are a few things actually, and also Kambayu told me regarding some like, never have I ever, that kind of game, or yeah, just get to know each other better, stuff like that. That's why the theme is spill or drink.
Drink all the time, bro.
Okay, okay.
I want to know what everyone is doing other than work, basically. Like for example, this S2, right? S2 have I think do some competition, right? We don't know anything about the competition. What you created, what how it goes, and is it going well or not, or is it good? Is it not? Or things like that, right? It just like nice info kan, and then
Mm.
it goes by, right? Or like Chris, ngapain ke Jogja, and then what are you doing in Jogja other than like working? So you should go out more, right? When you're in Jogja. So yeah, things like that. I think that would be Will be fun, I think.
Yep,
It's
yep.
basically like, at the start of our stand-up sessions when nobody is around there, there's like two or three people. The small discussions to talk about, personal stuff usually happens, but this is a chance for all of us to actually formally do it, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Or informally do it also fine.
Informally, yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's just more time, right?
Exactly. Likewise, I think so. Instead of establishing, a structured weekly time for it, I guess like people should just use the Discord channel more just to like post personal updates, I guess, if they think it's relevant. So if you're out, like it's a group chat channel basically. That way, we won't have to wait weekly to hear about it, and it can be on the fly, and that feels more natural, right?
Oh,
More
actually,
organic.
this not super. I mean, this shouldn't be like weekly. Perhaps we can be like once in a month, like just
Yeah,
just
yeah.
to get into the better. So doesn't have to be weekly.
Thank goodness.
Ntar
I don't
bosen
do much
semua.
outside in the
Ntar
week
bosen.
anyways. Yeah. Okay. I guess that's established. So yeah, we went through all the topics. We have the pending topics that we should follow up on, hopefully next week, which is Robert as the chairperson. Um, in that regard, thank you everyone for attending this week's Scrum. I hoped it helped you, and yeah, good luck on your current week ahead. Yeah,
Okay. Thank you, Rizky, for hosting.
Thank you,
thank you.
See you,
everyone.
everyone.
Thank you, Rizky.
Thank you everyone. Bye
Thank you,
bye.
everyone. See you.
Thank you,
Thank you, Rizky.
See you,
everyone.
everyone.
Have a great week, everyone.